Hi, John James, American Women Who Bear Arms. Welcome to ABBA TV, and we are talking with Lucretia Free from the American Woman Shooter. That's the name of the magazine, isn't it, Lucretia?
It certainly is, John, and thank you for having me on today.
Now, how did the American Woman Shooter start? First of all, how long has it been around?
It's been around. We're going on our second full year. And it's kind of interesting in terms of the way that I got started, I think, because I'm a very new shooter. I am not an experienced shooter. And so I went to the range with a friend, rather reluctantly, I must say. And I went and just had a ball. And it wasn't anything like what I thought it was going to be. And the fantastic people that were at the range that day were nothing like the stereotype that I thought they were going to be. I'm just being honest. I'm not proud of the fact that I had these ideas. But I think that the reason I'm sharing that is because I think there's a lot of other people like me who consider themselves relatively open-minded, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And enlightened folks.
Yep.
But yet we still have these closed, old, outdated notions of what it means to be a gun owner and to enjoy shooting. And so I'm a publisher by background. I publish a couple of community newspapers in my town in Arizona. And so I look at life through the lens of a publisher. And so when I went to the range that day and saw these, amazing women who were there with their kids, in groups of their own and with their husbands or fathers or brothers or whatever, boyfriends, and I started talking to them, and I thought, why isn't this story being told of the average, fantastic, sane woman shooter who goes to the range on a Saturday morning?
Absolutely.
And so I just wanted to add my voice. I'm not the first person, of course, to have a women's publication. There's a couple of other very fine publications that are out there.
Yep.
But I just wanted to add my voice, my perspective as a new shooter into the mix because I wanted to appeal to women like me who would not even have considered going to the range before.
Absolutely. And the articles in the magazine are great. I mean, they cover everything from, different pieces of tactical gear to women's competition shooting to the average woman shooter and what it means. I mean, you really cover a whole bunch of things. And by the way, if you want to subscribe, it's theamericanwomanshooter.com.
That's right.
Theamericanwomanshooter.com. We'll have a link in the story here. And you've got some big plans for the future, too, don't you, Lucretia?
Yeah, with the American Woman Shooter website, we are in the process of revamping it. We'll be launching it in the next month or so. And really want it to be a place where women can go and search for information. Our articles will be searchable as opposed to just a downloaded PDF, which is what we currently have. And so we'll be able to be found a little bit easier, I think, on the Internet by women who are just getting started. And I also forgot to mention this in our prior conversation, is that we have a fashion show series called Gunpowder and Diva Power.
Ooh.
And it's a series of fashion shows that we're going to be traveling around the country. Our first one is going to be in 2016. Will be in Orange County in the spring. And they're intended to be shows that will reach out to women who may not have ever picked up a gun before. I can't tell you how many places I go and run into women who say, "Well, I really want to shoot, but I don't know how to get started."
Yeah,
but I've always wanted to do it. And so that's kind of a way of bringing in women for a fun afternoon of having a fashion show and connecting with a women's gun club that we'll be partnering with in that area with Juliana Crowder with a Girl and a Gun. And making some good stuff happen.
Absolutely. And Shoot Like a Girl is another great organization that's out there traveling around and getting women into the shooting family. And it's amazing what the people are doing and how the even the men now are embracing the women because honestly, and I'm sure you feel the same way, Lucretia, the women really are key at this point to keeping our Second Amendment rights alive.
Absolutely.
We need women in the fold. And women, I think the reason a lot of guys are hesitant about women being shooters is because, quite frankly, and I'm not afraid to admit it, women are better shooters.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
Yeah, well, it's the truth. I shoot with my wife. She can outshoot me. So
it may have something to do with that hand-eye coordination. I'm not sure, but it's for that reason that we always recommend women connecting with a gun group where they can get the proper instruction as opposed to getting taught by a spouse or a boyfriend or something like that. It's really better to be in that supportive environment. So, yeah.
And there are a bunch of groups out there, like the Well-Armed Woman is a great group. And
Terry Lightfoot started a Well-Armed Woman, and she's fantastic. She's actually written for our publication, and that's the beauty and the joy for me of publishing The American Woman Shooter, is that I get to work with like all these cool women all across the country who are doing amazing things long before I even knew they existed. They've been around forever in the trenches, and you know, it is those women on whose shoulders that I stand. Because if it worked for them, there wouldn't be a place for a magazine like The American Woman Shooter.
Well, you're a good person, Lucretia, and we're proud and honored to have you with us. And we're proud of the fact that you've got a great magazine there, and you're going right ahead full bore and promoting The American Woman Shooter. That's what it's all about.
Indeed, I couldn't agree more.
Is there anything else that you want to mention before we wrap her up here?
I think that's it. We're always looking for subscribers, and just please visit theamericanwomanshooter.com and check us out, see what you think, and also let us know how we can better serve you if we're not currently doing it.
That's terrific. She asked a question. You go right ahead and you answer her with an email, or certainly check out the website, Lucretia Free. It's The American Woman Shooter. Lucretia, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
I'm John James, along with Lucretia Free. We are American Women Who Bear Arms, and this is ABBA TV.